What's going on, guys? This is just a quick little video. Sorry that everything's so dark out here, but we kind of need it to be dark. Regarding the installation and final completion of the project of my thermal night vision system. As you can see, that camera's there. We finished installing it today for the most part. We still have some other things we need to do and some adjustments to make. So we're going to go onto the screen and we're going to check out what it actually looks like. Okay, so we're back in the car. I got the Pioneer AVIC D3 started up, and you can see the screen is completely and totally black, and now it kicked over. The camera has a startup time that needs to be taken into consideration. You can't just turn it on and it start working. I'm not exactly sure what's going on inside it, but it takes some time to warm up. So here we are inside the car. As you see, the images on screen, and it is very grainy, but that's to be expected with this age of a camera. Considering it was a $20 purchase, I think we did okay. Right now we're outside my driveway, and you can see what the scene looks like out there. It's just a road with some grass, and there's a couple things on, but here comes a car, so we're going to try and... Okay, so there you go. You can now see the car driving by on the night vision system, and that's actually pretty cool. Notice that the screen got brighter and I turned my lights off. I'll turn my parking lights on and everything gets dark. It was a fairly interesting install, I gotta say. The one thing that we noticed a lot about this particular installation is the placement underneath the bumper and the location of the actual camera. It's a very difficult place to put something like this. I mean, Cadillac, you had this big open hole and a specifically designed grill for this to fit in. With the M3, it wasn't so easy. We had to custom make specific brackets, and we had to space them out because we couldn't mount it far forward because it would hit the bumper, and we couldn't mount it far back because it would hit the AC fan. So we had to like find the right bolts and space it with washers, and use a couple different things to get it to actually mount appropriately. But it does in fact mount rock solid now. It's actually very, very cool. I wish that there was more going on out here, and I would show you more of that, but unfortunately it's a Sunday night, so it's pretty quiet. I will say this though, I'm gonna try and get my nephew's GoPro, and I think I'm going to try and mount the GoPro in here and see if we can't take a tour with it, and show you what it's like driving around with this piece of equipment, and go forward from there. We do have a few things left to do with this setup though. One, my initial idea for this specific thing was I wanted to use my one light switch. Over here, I've got my rear fog light switch, and as you can see, when I turn it on, it turns on. It turns off, then I got my mains and whatever. Now my main fog light switch activates my center French yellow lights, but the rears doesn't do anything. I didn't know that I had to actually have the pin to put into the LKM in order to get something out of it. So our next goal is to figure out what pin we need and install it there so that you can control this just by pressing the rear fog light switch. And once you have a sign on the dashboard, guess what? You know that your camera is working and it's powered on and doing its thing. If it's off, you know it doesn't have any power. As it sits right now, it is wired up in the glove box to this switch. Because we couldn't do the LKM thing, we put it on a power switch. And that's just where it sits right now. There's another car. You can see that real quick. See the heat that's being put off by that. So the switch in there, you can turn it on and you can turn it off. I have it set to turn on when the car is on. It is on switch to power, so it will turn off when the key is pulled, which is pretty nice. We're going to try and do that. The other thing we have to do is we've got some aiming and some manipulation issues to deal with. The camera actually is too low in the opening of the M3 bumper, and it actually rests on the bottom of the M3 bumper mouth, So we're going to change that up. We're going to try and move it up about a ½ an inch and try and get clearance and more, center it more in the hole. But we also have some aiming to do. Aiming is a big issue. If you're driving down the road and a car is centered in the, like if you're driving right behind a car on a straight road, the car is actually over here. It's tilted a little bit, and the camera is more down than I would like, because you can see that right now sitting on almost a flat surface. This is the ground. The road is over top. You saw the car come up and go over. There's no big hill here, so the camera's too far down. I got to move the camera up, and then we also have to turn the camera this direction so we can get a better perspective. It does work very well as it sits, but you really don't see as much as I'd like you to see. So once we complete those few little adjustments and fine-tuning pieces and get the rear fog light switch all wired up to send power to it, we've got a good working camera in audio-video input 1. The next step is a night vision rear view camera, one of the typical you know, backup cameras with night vision in it. And then we're going to actually wire the thing in to trick the head unit with a switch that we're in reverse when driving forward, so that we can listen to music while the screen is displaying the thermal camera. So you'll flick a switch to trick it into thinking it's in reverse, and then you'll select the video input external from the head unit, and we'll go from there. You know, and see what we can do. That's a little bit down the road, though. We haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. We were concerning ourselves with this. So it's it's working, it's awesome to drive with, and I gotta say, it's one of the best upgrades I've ever made to this car so far. So until next time, YouTube, thanks for watching, and have a great day.